Hey everybody, it is December 25th, 2013. This is Barry. For those of you who celebrate it, Merry Christmas. Hey, so I went on my first second gay second date a couple weeks ago, and I want to tell you about it. So this guy and I went on our first date. It was dinner. It was after a long week at work. We had a really nice time. It was nice, a lot to talk about. We had a ton of stuff in common. I organized a second date. We arranged my reservations for dinner, and then a little theater afterwards. And the guy was coming from a couple hours away. That's where he happened to be that day. And so I said, you know, we could meet at my house first. That way you don't have to time it exactly and get to the right place at the right time. Don't worry about it. The day before, all three boys, my boys are 14, 16, and 18 now. The 18-year-old lives here all the time. The 14 and 16-year-old go back and forth. Usually every Wednesday they switch between me and their mom's house. And this is a weekend when all three were going to be here. So I asked them, and they were all together in the kitchen, we were eating, and I said, would you guys be okay? I have a second date tomorrow night. If the date goes well and I decide to ask the guy to stay over, would you be okay with that? And they all were immediately, yeah, sure, whatever, that'd be fine, you know. And I got very little reaction from them. I think they were being honest with me. And I told them that if, you know, they ever wanted to have a second date, sleep over at the house, you know, let me know, I'd be happy to talk about it, which I would. So guy shows up about an hour before we have to go to dinner, and just not feeling it, just nothing. The conversation's kind of awkward. I don't know if we're both uncomfortable, or he's uncomfortable, or I'm uncomfortable, but we just kind of like pushed through it, and eventually we left to dinner, and I said I would drive since he drove to get to me, a couple hour drive. So we drove downtown, went to the restaurant. The martini made a big difference. The martini really helped a lot. It was just a little more comfortable, it was a little more fun, and got some banter going. So dinner was nice. Went to the play. Play was, neither of us were that enthused about this play, but we both were good sports about it, so that was fun. And then he says, do I want to go to this martini bar after the play that he knew about? And I was sitting there, like literally we're sitting next to each other at this bar, drinking our martinis, and I was starting to like, all right, what do I do now? Do I invite him over? And then my whole mind just starts like all my old usual, you know, considering a billion irrelevant factors. And I catch myself, and I'm like, nope, this is really simple. Do I want him to come back to my house, or I don't want him to come back to my house? It's just simple choice. And actually I mentioned it to a friend at work a few days earlier. For those of you who, if we work together, he's the tall Swedish guy. And I told him about a second date, and he said, so no. And I'm like, well, you know what gay guys do on second dates. And he was like, you know, Barry, you're in charge of your own domain. And we got separated, and I'm sitting here at this bar downtown, this martini bar, drinking, and this guy's words just like pop into my head, and I'm like, he's so right. This is my choice. This is my life. I don't need to worry primarily about what this guy thinks, what I want to tell people afterwards, what I want to put on YouTube, you know. And I thought about it, and he's talking with the bar. It's kind of noisy, and I do. I want him to come over. So I kissed him at the bar, and he's just like, took the signal the way it was intended. He's like very excited, and anyhow, we go back, you know, get in the car, find the car, get the car. We're both, you know, he's a little tipsy. I'm fine driving, but I'm relaxed, right? And we drive home, and he's in the car on the way home. His hands are kind of like going places, and finally get home, and it was one of these like rip your clothes off kind of things, which was really, you know, it was really fun. And so we fool around. Eventually we go to sleep, and I never actually had slept with a guy all night, like the whole night before. So this was really nice. It was really nice. And before we went to sleep, I said, don't forget, in the morning, you know, don't get up before me and take a shower. We're gonna take a shower together. Sleep all night, wake up in the morning. I think we went down and had some coffee or something, wanted coffee. Fool around again, take a shower together, which was just Oh, it was fun. It was really fun. It was really, really nice. Then we go downstairs again and make a real breakfast, make eggs and stuff. And at a certain point, a few days later, I don't remember, a week or something later, he says, I think it was by email, you know, do we want to spend New Year's Eve together? And again, I started like with all this going through my head and all the little, well, I don't want to lead him on, and how much do I like him? And again, I caught myself like, it's simple, just simple. Do you want to spend New Year's Eve with this guy, or you don't want to spend New Year's Eve with this guy? And, you know, I remind myself that like the quick decision worked really well the last time. I was at the martini bar, I'm like, yes, I want to go out with this, you know, I want him to come over. I kissed him, it was like, I'm very happy with that decision. So again, just quick, easy, simple. Do I want to spend New Year's Eve with him? And I didn't. I don't. So I'd slept on it for about 24 hours, wrote him back and said, you know, hey, you know, great physical chemistry, you're a great guy, I really like you, but I just don't feel the connection, you know, that I look for, so I'm going to decline. And he wrote back, so I totally understand, and seemed fine with it. I think he kind of made me knew also, I hope he did, that, you know, he also didn't feel the connection. So there you go. I mean, it was a great second date in that I had a good time, he had a good time, and I learned that I didn't want a third date with this particular guy. I prefer to go out with some new person than I go out with him again. So that is the story of my first gay second date. I'm kind of proud of myself. It was like, kept it simple, kept it, you know, low drama, uncomplicated. It's cool. So hey, as always, if you liked the video, thumbs up. And I want to wish you, you know, especially from a relationship point of view, whether you're gay or straight or single or attached or a man or a woman, you know, I hope 2014 is your best year ever from a relationship point of view. Happy New Year's, happy holidays. Oh, and I'm going to be in Palm Springs tomorrow. I'm going back to Indulge for a few days. It'll be the weekend between Christmas and New Year's. If you'll be there, message me. We'll have dinner, we'll have drinks or something.